Hello everyone, Jack Small of Anime Station back into you again with another video. You guys already know how this is gonna go, but this time we had 6 episodes, so I just gotta run through them. Ready? Go. Let's start with Gamer. In this episode, Collège Francois Dupont is sending 2 students to represent them at a video game tournament where they will compete with other schools in a fighting game known as Ultimate Mega Strike 3. It sounds like a parody of Street Fighter, but what the heck do I know? After Marinette notices Adrian is one of the potential candidates, she participates in the selections in order to be able to team up with Adrian. Because of course she does. She manages to defeat another candidate, her classmate Max, who has been training for a whole year and was looking forward to participating. Upset about all his gaming training gone to waste, Max is persuaded by Hawkmoth and turns into Gamer, a dark player who uses a pyramid-shaped mecha-like ship from the Ultimate Mega Strike 3 game that zaps people and objects, turning them into green experience point balls, which upgrades his ship. Ladybug and Cat Noir has to fight him in a similar video game fashion with the battle between robots. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed, my allergies are not liking me today. But this is a very, very good episode. I mean, it's not like 9 out of 10. Like, not that good, but it is really good. I think the video game thing is executed pretty well. I like the inspiration behind it. The animation, as usual, was really good, despite it being CG. And because of the highlights you see on your screen, yeah, this is a pretty solid episode. I really enjoyed it. It's an 8 out of 10. However, when it comes to video game cartoons, I'd rather watch glitch text at the end of the day. Sorry, that's just my own personal bias. This way. Okay. Next up is Animan. In this episode, Nino develops a crush on Marinette, so Adrian offers to help him by asking her out to the zoo. Marinette, however, thinks Adrian is asking her out and happily accepts. When at the zoo, Nino and Marinette are the only ones to show up. Adrian and Olia at the same time are hiding out in bushes nearby, helping the two talk to each other by instructing them via earpieces. Not very original, but okay. But after some comic miscommunication, it turns out that Nino is actually in love with Alia. Big shock. Meanwhile, Kim mocks the new Black Panther in the zoo, claiming to the zookeeper and Alia's father Otis that he can run faster than it. Enraged by his remarks, I can't talk today! Otis becomes akumatized by Hawkmoth and mutates into Animan, a villain who can shapeshift into any animal he desires, like an Animorph. Yeah, who remembers those? Probably nobody, including extinct species, like dinosaurs. Afterwards, Nino and Alia find out they share a lot of common things with each other. Sorry, I can't talk today. This is a very different episode. I mean, the highlights you see on your screen are really good. I like the design of the villain, even though it changes because this is another, shapeshifter episode. I feel like we've done this already in this season, but you know what, it's whatever. And the whole thing with Nino and Alia, I have to admit, is pretty cute. Yes, I know this is asinine coming from a 20-year-old man, but yeah. It's pretty cute, and I do enjoy it, and it was very cool to watch, so I'm gonna give this one. It's not as good as the last episode, Gamer. It's not as good as this one, but it is still pretty good for what it is. So I can't give it a 7. I can't give it an 8. So I gotta give it in between, 7.5 out of 10. That's my final verdict. Next is Antibug. Before we continue, I need to point out that, yes, I know some of these title cards are in French. I'm sorry, we tried to get the English ones, but we had no luck online for some reason. I don't know, technology just doesn't like me today. Anywho, in this episode, Chloe is being harassed by something invisible, and Adrian and Marinette are immediately on the case. After talking with the concierge at Le Grand Paris Hotel, or is it Paris? I don't know, where Chloe lives, they discover Chloe had a fight with Sabrina and had claimed that Sabrina is no longer her friend. Heartbroken over her words, Sabrina was akumatized by Hawkmoth, turning into the Vanisher, a completely invisible entity. As Ladybug and Cat Noir fight Vanisher, Chloe wants to join in donning a fake ladybug costume. I believe it's the same one that was in the Roger Cop episode. Not Roger Cop, F. What was it? I forget what episode. Put it down in the comments, or the editor will correct me, whichever. However, this only causes the fight to get more difficult, and Ladybug forces Chloe to leave. Only when Chloe has left the scene does Ladybug realize Chloe was right all along about where the Akuma is, but despite this, she does not apologize to Chloe. Feeling betrayed by her idol, Chloe also becomes akumatized and changes into Antibug, a darker, opposite version of Ladybug that they would... Correct me if I'm wrong, they do bring that back later, right? I know it's not Chloe in the second one, but I could swear they bring it back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, first of all, I like that Chloe's the villain, because I absolutely hate her as a character. And yes, I do think that points Marinette can be a little too harsh, but yeah, you know what, it's Chloe's, so I don't really care. And fights are really cool. The anti-bug design is pretty cool. The highlights on your screen are really cool. This is just a cool episode. 9 out of 10. That's my final verdict. 9 out of 10. I really like this one. If you disagree, sorry. Oh well. Next up is La Marionnettiste. Screw it. It's called The Puppeteer. Marinette is babysitting Meaning. I'm about to give up just trying to pronounce things, and I'm just gonna call her M. They are playing with handcrafted dolls that Marinette made herself: Ladybug, Cat Noir, Lady Wi-Fi, Evil Illustrator, and Roger Cop. In a nice throwback to the older episodes. Because Marinette plays as the hero dolls, M laments that Marinette always wins and bursts into tears. Feeling guilty, Marinette allows M to borrow her Ladybug doll. However, M's mother, Nadja Shamak, forbids it as she complains M already has too many toys. They get into a dispute, resulting in the Ladybug doll getting torn. Despite that, M still wants to borrow the doll, so she asks Marinette for it behind her mom's back. Marinette hesitates and decides on a compromise instead, allowing her to borrow the Lady Wi-Fi doll. At the TBI studio, Nadja notices M playing with the doll and gets annoyed that M has defied her instructions, so she confiscates it from her. Crying tearfully, M accepts Hawk Moth's Akuma and becomes Puppeteer, a puppet master who can control the people Marinette's doll is based on. Unique, creative, highlights are good, 8 out of 10 episode. I can't really go much into depth with this one, because that synopsis was pretty straightforward. So, yeah, 8 out of 10, final verdict. Let's move on. Next one. We're almost done for the day. Next up's Reflecta. At class picture day, Marinette's classmate Jalika Cuffin? I don't know. I'm just gonna say her first name. I can't even pronounce that. Allergies. Is hesitant about participating, and she is believed to be under a curse where any picture she is in will have her face covered. Wanting to be closer to Adrien in the photo, Chloe has Sabrina lock Jalika in the bathroom while she takes her place in the center of the photo beside Adrien. Have I mentioned that I hate Chloe yet? Believing that she'll always stay cursed and unnoticed, Jalika is infected by Hawkmoth's Akuma and turns into Reflecta, a flamboyant villain who can zap people into making them look exactly like her. To make matters worse, Ladybug has to deal with Cat Noir as a Reflecta lookalike. Yikes. Yeah, again, this one's pretty straightforward. Highlights are good. The concept's really cool. The design is a bit too pink for my liking, but it's not bad. But I feel like I've seen it before. Wasn't this design used by Spinell and Steven Universe? I could have swore it was almost exactly the same. I don't know, maybe it's just another weird coincidence. What do I know? Anyway, good episode. I'm gonna give it this one's a 7 out of 10 for me. It's unique, it's creative, but it is pretty straightforward and by the numbers. Okay. Last one is Numeric, also known as Pixelator. Marinette's class is visiting Le Grand Paris Hotel as part of a program to try out some of the jobs that the staff do in the hotel on a daily basis when Jagged Stone arrives. While Jagged is checking in, an overly obsessed fan, Vincent Aza, snuck in behind him and tried to take a picture with Jagged, but he is swiftly kicked out of the hotel by Jagged's agent, Pennyroll. What kind of a name is that? And warned to never approach Jagged again. Torn at being shunned by his idol, Vincent is akumatized by Hawkmoth and turns into Pixelator, a villain who uses a head-mounted telescopic camera to take photos of people, making them vanish and trapping them in a white empty space by digitizing them into living portraits that appear on his apartment wall. To make matters worse, Ladybug can't use her right hand that's been digitized. Okay. Okay, then. Yes, this episode was aired out of order, as according to this thing it's telling me. Apparently, Guitar Villain aired first, which is dumb because that's not the order. It was aired out of order for some reason. Even in France, it was aired out of order. That's very annoying. Anywho, this is a 9. No, not 9. I'm gonna give it an 8. 8 out of 10 episode. Highlights you see on your screen. Villain's really cool. It's a very unique concept. And, I don't know, seeing Marinette having to fight one-handed, I don't know. It's probably just me, but that makes her extra cool. At least in my opinion. But yeah, this is an 8 out of 10 episode for me. I really, really like this one. Holy cannoli. That was 6 episodes in one go. Holy, that is the most episodes I believe I've ever reviewed. I believe I only had to review 4 or 5 episodes when I finished Danny Phantom, I think. I don't know. But yeah, this was a mouthful to be to be straightforward and honest, but gotta do it again. We got one last 6 episode run to get through, and then Miraculous March will be done, and we can move on to the next one, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is Pokemon Month, so we're almost done with Miraculous. Oh boy, this has been quite the ride, I'll tell you what. But yeah, if you're wondering what the order of the episodes are in this episode, I'm just gonna put it on the editor because swiping back and forth may get a bit annoying. So, yep, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys probably either day after tomorrow, or no, not the day after tomorrow, because tomorrow I have plans with family. So it'll either be Sunday or Monday. We will finally finish this first season, and you'll finally get my overall thoughts on the entire season as a whole. So until then, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Sorry this took so long, and I hope you enjoyed. Until then, I'm Jack Small of Animation Station. Remember, this is your #1 stop destination. And until next time, take care. Bug out.